election verdict is out and the markets are going to be happy if the GIFT Nifty and the SGX Nifty are to be believed. But suffice to say, they will have a good start. The question is, can we build on from there? Is this the shot in the arm that equity markets wanted, which were anyways doing very well, by the way, I must say, around 9-10% rally since October 26th. Ashwini Agarwal joins in right now with his thoughts. Ashwini, thanks so much for taking the time out. We'll have a pop-up start for sure. Will we build on from there?
Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you for having me here. My sense is that, a bad loss for BJP was never the base case for the markets anyway, right? So yes, this is a marginal positive surprise in the sense that the margin of win in both Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh is much larger than what the exit polls were indicating. And Chhattisgarh is a positive surprise. So to that extent, the comfort that the Hindi belt is fully in support of the BJP government removes any, lingering doubts that people might have had on the 2024 general election. So to that extent, it's a marginal positive. But like I said, it was never the base case that BJP was going to lose badly in the state elections. It was never the case that, BJP was going to lose in the general elections in 2024. It was a kind of a, worry at the back of everyone's mind, but not a significant up and central worry in any case. So, while we'll see a pop-up, and the pop-up also has to do with what happened in the US on Friday and various economic data releases that we've been seeing, I don't know whether the outcome of these state elections is the only reason why the pop-up will sustain. And lastly, we've often said that these state elections are not a reflection of what happens at the central in terms of election outcomes. So again, it should not be the reason for the market to go up firmly from here. There will be other reasons, but this is a tailwind at best.
Ashwini, just wondering though, and I know I have about 4 or 5 minutes with you, so I'll make it quick. But a lot of global money was sitting on the sidelines saying that what if 2024 is a big event? I mean, Chris Wood's note that there could be a 25% correction if BJP doesn't come back to power, so on and so forth, various such instances. Because this has been such a resounding victory in the Hindi heartland, where in 2018 they didn't have as much of a sway, would global money, which at the margin can take a little bit of a risk, want to take that risk in the next 6 months with a preemptive move that now it seems more or less certain that the current dispensation will continue?
I don't have a very good answer to that, Neeraj, because, I'm just trying to replay what happened in 2014 and then again in 2019. If you recall, 2014, there was a strong run-up to the elections, and after the elections, actually, the market did nothing. But the starting point at that time was the bottom of the taper tantrums, and valuations were very attractive. At this point in time, the valuation support is a little bit missing. So I think, while at the margin, some people might have been worried about political instability post 2024, I really don't think that was the base case anyway. But I think the reason why foreign investors have been reluctant is because of valuations. Now, I think a more enduring reason for foreigners to step in might just be that earnings growth is turning out to be a little bit better than what we were forecasting. If you look at the GST data for the month of November, auto sales data for the month of November, I think the real economy is doing well. And rural India, which was kind of lagging, has also started to participate if two-wheeler sales are anything to go by. So I think the economic strength might be the reason why you see an improvement in foreign flows, as indeed you have seen in the month of November. But I think the doing away of worries on the 2024 elections may act as an additional favorable point. But I think the weight of that additional point would be quite low in my personal opinion.
Okay. Ashwini, I've read a bunch of notes this morning with some believing, sell side essentially, with some believing that the stocks or the sectors which haven't done as well thus far, and you include BFSI there, maybe include staples there because there'll be a focus on rural because rural is hurting at the margin, or for the matter, two-wheelers wherein the numbers have started to come. I heard you say that as well. So there are some notes which are saying that that's where our focus is. And there are some which are saying that they believe that this continuity would mean that money which was reluctant of chasing themes like defense, railways, infrastructure, capex, wherein the government, or PLI, wherein the government has shown intent to back up with capital, will now see even more flows, simply because the money would want to believe that there will not be a major hindrance to these schemes for the next 5 years. How would you look at either of these arguments?
Interesting arguments both. So I like the BFSI space, mostly on the banking side, less on the NBFC side. And I think that re-rating, should happen for reasons other than elections, because I think the earnings momentum, the health of the economy, loans growth, etc., everything is kicking in. Policy certainty, which is would be the base case for the second camp, is obviously a good thing for corporate investment, which, by the way, has been lagging expectations till now. And it is a positive for defense and infrastructure and various other businesses which are heavily dependent upon government policy outcomes. So that obviously is a positive. But I think a lot of that is baked into the valuation. So, in the second piece, I would have been very worried if there were a big question mark on the return of this administration opposed to 2024. But with that worry having gone away, I think, yes, you can expect continuation of policy, but that's already baked into the prices, in my view, because valuations in the sectors you mentioned, railway, defense related, etc., pretty challenging to start with. So, I'm more of the opinion that, it's going to be a little bit of the same as before. The state election outcome in terms of sectors, in terms of ideas, more bottom up. I don't think it's very sector specific, more sector agnostic. That's at least how I think and look at it. More bottom up opportunities is what I'm thinking.
Got it. Well, it reflects in your answers all through this conversation. Ashwini, thank you so much for taking the time out and being with us and giving us your thoughts. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Neeraj. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you. And viewers, thanks for tuning in.